So, in this training tonight, I am going to be sharing with you the one powerful shift that I helped my client to make that caused her to go from attracting struggle bus clients to seven-figure business owners and international billion-dollar brands. And without any changes to her sales strategy or her business model, and in less than 3 months. So what was going on? Well, the issue was she was doing a lot of work for clients who really did not appreciate her expertise or genius. She really wasn't working with the caliber of client that she felt called to, that she felt like, this is who I would really love to work with. And it's not that she didn't appreciate those clients. We're always grateful for our clients, but she was doing a lot of work for not enough money and definitely not for enough appreciation. And so how was this affecting her life? Well, she found herself literally rolling out of bed and working all day and rolling back into the bed, neglecting her health and neglecting some things that she had going on in her personal life, settling in her relationships with men. It was just showing up everywhere. And what was happening behind the scenes, and by behind the scenes, I mean in here, was a belief. Now, what I am an absolute genius at is helping my clients to identify the belief that is standing between where they are and what it is that they want. But even deeper than that, the invisible belief that is going on behind the scenes, because the belief is just kind of what you tell yourself. You kind of have an idea, but you don't really know where it's coming from or what's happening behind it. That invisible belief is the one that is fueling everything that's showing up in your life, the choices and decisions that you make, and what it is that you believe you are allowed to have, who you're allowed to be, all the things. So what was the belief? Well, she believed that she had to be super hands-on in her business in every area all the time, over-delivering, over-giving in order to be successful. And so what was the energy behind that? The energy behind that was proving. She felt like she had to prove herself. She felt like she had to chase success. Why? Because there was a level and element of unworthiness there. Now that was attached to that invisible belief, the one that she could not see, the one that I shined a light on and said, this is it. And when it came up, it was so shocking for her. She's like, oh my goodness. And then she started to see how it had affected every other area of her life. And basically, it was linked to her own worthiness and how it was related to her size. One of her parents actually told her at a young age that because of her size, she was going to have to work harder than everybody else. And she embodied that belief and allowed it to govern her life up until this point where we come together and she releases not just what she thought was happening, but what was happening underneath this invisible belief. Sometimes our parents will say and do things in an effort to protect us, especially if we appear to have the same challenge that they have. But the truth is, what she was told by her parent limited her and made her believe that because of her physical size and appearance, she wasn't worthy of things coming easy to her, of things just naturally flowing to her, as if somehow her brilliance, her value, or her worth was determined on her appearance. That was huge. It was huge. And the thing is she could not see it. She did not see it. She never understood what that thing was that's happening. You can feel it. It's like an invisible ceiling. Okay? So what is fueling that invisible ceiling? That invisible belief that's hiding behind that thing that you tell yourself. That thing that you do believe, but that's really not the thing. And so what do I mean by invisible belief? So my client and most of the women that I work with have been to therapy and counseling at some point in their lives. They've read self-help books. Why? Because my clients are women who are self-driven, motivated, go-getters, all the things. So they take matters into their own hands. They have a problem. They're looking for a solution. They want to create results. So she had done all the things. But what I am able to do, identifying this invisible belief, therapy and self-help books will never do. They will never do it. Therapy might get you in the neighborhood. It might give you an idea. You might see, okay, this is a like a trauma that's still affecting me, but it will never pinpoint the belief for you that is the real issue. And it, for absolute certainty, will never reveal to you the underlying invisible belief, because it's not designed to do that. But this is the actual challenge, that invisible belief. And like I said, that is my genius, and that is what I help my clients to do. So the powerful shift that we helped her to do was to identify and neutralize that belief. And once we neutralized that, I was able to guide her through a process of embodying a new belief that was empowering. And it seemed to happen almost instantly. She had a floodgate of just new clients in business. It was happening so fast. It was literally like someone opened up and the waterfall started coming. She couldn't keep up. It like took some time for her to get her bearings, like a couple of months. And it was like, whoo, wow, okay, this is what I always wanted. This is great. But okay, now I need to take a vacation. And she did. She gave herself permission to take a solo trip unplugged, which she would have never done prior to us meeting. Because again, what does she think? I have to work hard. I have to prove myself. I have to keep doing all the things in order for people to feel like the money they're giving me is worth it. So that. Because when you are improving energy, what you're doing is you're making things harder than they have to be. And if you can find out what's driving that energy, what that belief is, and then uncover the invisible belief, well, now you're in a position to neutralize it completely and literally give yourself a clean slate and start over. So where do these invisible beliefs come from? What is the root of them? Well, the root is in our childhood. Everything goes back to our childhood. And I am not a therapist. And therapy will never do this for you. It will never reveal to you the limiting belief nor the invisible belief behind the limiting belief, which is actually the real issue. It will never do that. So when I talk about childhood, please don't equate this process to therapy. It is nothing like it, because I'm not a therapist. And I've had clients who are therapists and have said, oh my gosh, wow, you just changed my life. Okay. So it's rooted in childhood. It's how we experience our parents' presence or absence that has the greatest impact on our identity. So how we see ourselves, how we identify ourselves. And so within our identity, we have a set of beliefs, like I said, and beliefs are kind of like programs running on a computer. If you think of your brain as a computer, because it really is, the beliefs are the programs that are running, that are governing your life and telling you what you can be, do, and have. And so for my client, the programming was telling her, you don't get to have that. You don't get to do that. You don't get to be that because you don't have the right look. And so once we got our hands wrapped around that thing and got rid of it, then she got to embody the belief that I get to be successful in the body that I'm in right now as I am. I get to own the fact that I'm brilliant. And I get to work with who I want to work with because I'm worthy and deserving of it right now in this moment. There's nothing else for me to prove. And when you step out into the world with that degree of certainty, with that level of magnetism, you begin to attract to you everything it is that you are desiring. And I'm telling you, it happened for her. Almost like that, I'm telling you. And so the reason why in the beginning I wanted to emphasize to you that we didn't do anything to her sales strategy. She knows how to sell. She had a successful business. It was a 6-figure business. It's doing well, paying her bills. But she was exchanging way too much time for the amount of money and effort that she was putting into it. So the issue was what was going on in here. She didn't have a strategy problem. She had a mindset problem. She had a core identity matrix problem. She had an invisible beliefs problem. She was stuck underneath an invisible ceiling. She didn't know why she couldn't get what she wanted, but she knew she wanted more. And so that's how we did it. We focused on what was the actual real problem. And so if you are saying things to yourself like, man, if I what I have ought to be grateful for. It's not right for me to ask for more, because if I ask for more, then I'm being greedy. Or if I have more, then that means somebody's going to end up with less. Or I have to have complete control over everything, or my business is going to fall apart. Or I can't trust my team. They're not going to know how to do all these little things that I know how to do. All of that, and more, are indications that you are operating under a set of beliefs that is governing your life and disempowering you, not empowering you, but rather making your life more challenging and difficult, specifically in your relationship with your business. And I'm here to tell you that it does not have to be that way. This is the beauty of what I do. This is the magnitude of what I help my clients to achieve. And so I wanted to share that with you. Now, my private clients get to experience my genius one-on-one. Like in 5 minutes, I'm able to tell you, okay, honey, this is the belief. Yeah, this is the invisible belief. Boom, let's go. And she's like, oh, what? Oh my God, seriously. But I want to tell you that what I have done is the exact exercise that revealed this invisible belief to my client that caused all these things to come up. I have encapsulated it into a mini course called Identity. And I want to tell you that previously, these exercises have only been available to my private clients, women who work with me one-on-one, women who have paid me thousands of dollars to work with me. They're the only ones who have ever had access to these exercises. But as I am stepping into my expansion and shifting my business model, because the truth is I could never serve all the women that could benefit from my expertise, from my genius. So I have created a expanded way for you to be able to experience and benefit from the work that I do by taking those exercises and breaking them down into things that you can do for yourself. So these are self-healing or self-study mini courses that you can take. And then I also have full courses that you can take, that you can guide yourself through. And the one that I want to really emphasize for you tonight is Identity. This course is focused specifically on the relationship as a woman that you had with your mother growing up in childhood. Why? Because she was our day in, day out, living, breathing example of what it meant to be a good woman. Whether she was there or not, we made her, how we experienced her, we made it mean something about ourselves. And we carry it with us down to today. I've never met a woman who said, I'll never be like my mother. It could either mean I'll never be like her, like as good and perfect as her, or I'll never be like her because she was terrible and I don't want to be like her. Either way, as women, we tend to define ourselves by our mothers. And so it is absolutely critical that in order to put on a new identity, the one that you need to step into in order to embody your power, abundance, and expansion, you have to break up with her identity. You can't stand on business. You can't stand on who you are as long as she is wrapped up in you. And so in this exercise, that is exactly what you are going to be doing. It is a powerful exercise. I've provided tons of instruction so that I'm really guiding you through it so that you can work through it to completion and create a result for yourself. But understand and know this, that I don't create anything that's fluff. Like I said, these are the powerful exercises that no one has had access to, that have been tried, tested, and proven over and over again. So this isn't something new that I just pulled out my head. Oh, let me just make this. No, honey, this has been tried and tested and proven. And what I'm sharing with you tonight, this huge transformational shift that my client went through, the beginning of that, the breaking of that, the opening up, the revealing, the releasing happened right here inside of the exercise that is in my Identity mini course. So if you would like more information on Identity, wait until this live video is totally done and DM me the word Identity and I'll send you the link with the details on the course. Please make sure, if you haven't already, that you like, follow, and share this video. and I look forward to seeing you next time.